Hi, Mr. Unkert here, and in this video I'm going to tackle a problem that a friend of mine sent me that is a praxis type problem. Okay, so we have a function f that is graphed to the left, and the problem reads the function f to the left is a twice differentiable function. Which of the following statements must be true? Okay, so we have a is f prime of 2 is less than f prime of 3 is less than f prime of 1. B is f prime of 1 is less than f prime of 2 is less than f prime of 3. C is f double prime of 2 is less than f double prime of 3 is less than f double prime of 4. And D is f double prime of 4 is less than f double prime of 3, which is less than f double prime of 2. Now the primes and the double primes means the 1 prime is first derivative, 2 primes is second derivative. Okay, so we've got this function. So the derivative is the slope of the tangent line. So I'm going to take the slope of the tangent lines at 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the slope of the tangent line at 2 is going to be a slope of 0. Okay. And the slope of the tangent line is 4. Let me undo that. Hold on for a minute. Oops. Is also 0. If I can actually get it to be a tangent. That is also a slope of 0. Okay, slope at 3 is going to be negative. It's a pretty bad equal sign. Actually, it's not -1. It's just it's just negative. Okay, and then the slope at 1 is going to be positive of the tangent line. Okay. All right, so now we're going to graph the first derivative. Okay, so the first derivative, 1's going to be positive, 2 is going to be 0, 3 is going to be negative, and 4 is going to be 0. So we know we're going to have a point there, and this is going to come something like this. It's going to be negative through here, and then come up something like that as a rough sketch. Okay, so now if we take the slopes here, and actually I should have drawn this a little bit better. Let me erase this because we know at 3 the slope is negative. It's not 0. Oh no, it could be like that rather. Sorry. All right. Okay, so, but the point is the slope at 4 is going to be positive. And And the slope at 1 is going to most likely be negative. Okay, we know the slope at 2 is going to be negative, so the slope of the tangent line at 2 is negative. The slope of 3, it could be positive or negative, or it could be 0. So we're a little unsure here. And we're also a little unsure here. Okay, but luckily, we've got some choices. So let's take a look. So A and B deal with first derivatives. Okay, so in this one, in A, f of 2 is 0, right? So f of 2 cannot be less than f of 3. So we're going to cross off A. That cannot happen. And the second one with first derivatives, f of 1 is positive, so and f of 2 is 0, so that can't also happen. So f of 1 cannot be, or f prime of 1 cannot be less than f prime of 2. Okay, in the third one, we don't really know about the slope of 3. We know the slope of 2 is going to be negative. And we know the slope of 4 is going to be positive, so C could work in terms of the second derivative. And then in the fourth one, we know that the slope of the first derivative, of the tangent line of the first derivative, is positive for 4. And we know that the slope is going to be negative for 2. So there's no way that this one could work. Okay? So by process of elimination, the only one that can work is going to be C. Okay, so that is how I would solve this particular problem, by drawing it out. Draw out the first derivative. First, by taking the slope of the tangent lines of the function, you can draw out the first derivative, kind of what it looks like. And then from the first derivative, you can figure out what the slopes of the tangent lines of some of the points can be for the second derivative, and then you can use process of elimination. If you have any questions about how to do this particular problem, please leave comments in the comments below. Also, if you're studying for the Praxis, you might want to check out my 2 websites I'm going to be doing with my high school students for Algebra 2 and Pre-Calculus this year. They are algebrasuperstar.com and precalcgenius.com. I'll leave links to those in the description. And finally, if you're a teacher and you're interested in checking out some of my free or paid worksheets, you can go to the link that I'll leave in the description for my Teacher Pay Teacher store. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.